And we'll wrap this one up with news today from Adam Silver, who announced that next year's NBA All-Star game in Los Angeles will be Team USA versus the world. The interesting thing, though, is that this will be played on a Sunday afternoon, sandwiched in between Olympics coverage on NBC. Now, there's a lot there to unpack. One, again, the NBA's rights are switching over from TNT to NBC. But with NBC back in the mix, the All-Star game strategically happens to be during the Winter Olympics, when everyone will already be waving their flag and everyone cheering on their countries. So I think this is a smart move by the partners of NBC to triple down on this. You could now add into your Olympic promos, hey, it's the Olympics. And guess what? We also have our NBA All-Star game featuring USA versus the world. Now, to me, this is great on multiple fronts because you are now also putting the pressure on the players because they know the Olympics are on. They're going to be into the Olympics. They're going to be feeling patriotic because everyone feels patriotic during the Olympics, even non-sports people. So if you're someone who is in a professional sport, and most of these guys have already represented for their country, and then now in a game that you normally haven't cared about for the last decade or however long it's been, but now I'm going to put you in between the Olympics where people have worked their whole lives for, like, some people for these races that last a minute. And now if you don't do your part and you come out and mail it in the middle of Olympic coverage, you might be labeled the biggest losers in all of sports. Like, it shouldn't be this hard to beg people to try to play basketball, a game that you get paid millions of dollars. Because that's all this whole All-Star game narrative comes down to, right? I just like that Adam Silver and the NBA keeps trying different things, because the alternative is just to do nothing and every year try to convince them, like, hey, we need you guys to play. We need you guys to play. At least I give Adam Silver and the NBA credit for doing their part, and the rest is up to the players. So if you're on Team USA and, hey, you put on a USA on your chest and you want to go out and half-ass it in the middle of the Olympics when literally the whole world will be watching, because the promo machine for that NBA All-Star game during the Olympics, and they're putting it in the afternoon on purpose, again, to sandwich it in between big-time events, and you know NBC holds that much weight, they will be putting big-time events on either side of that NBA All-Star game. So you have it set up that way. And if you're an NBA player putting on that USA jersey after what we just saw in the Olympics last year, where Steph, LeBron, KD, like, that was the most hype, amped up atmosphere of watching basketball that we've seen in a super long time. So is it going to be that hype? Probably not, but you're hoping for a little bit of that, just a little bit. And of course, they're going to talk about, hey, look at what happened with the NHL and the Four Nations. And they haven't figured out the format yet of this All-Star game, exactly how it's going to work. But they're obviously trying to eat off of what happened with the NHL and the Four Nations. And you really can't, because it's a way different sport and a way different setup, because there's fighting in hockey. And, you know, first off, hockey players and best on best just means something different. The Canada-US rivalry means something different. We already know the political tensions were even higher, so that meant something different. All of these things going on at the same time, right? So you're just trying to work off of some of that magic. You know, the NBA players saw what happened with that All-Star game last year when the Four Nations Cup was going on during, I think, like the dunk contest, I think it was, and everyone was going crazy talking about the Four Nations as opposed to what was going on with the All-Star game. Bottom line is, it just comes down to the pride of the players. That's it. Do you want to try or do you not want to try? And the interesting part is for Team World, because if you think about Team World, you know you're going to have Shea. You assume you're going to have Luka. You assume you have Jokic. You assume you have Giannis. Shea's going to try because Shea plays hard in All-Star games. Giannis is going to try because Giannis plays hard in All-Star games. Jokic, he's going to do his thing. Luka never really tries. But at the end of the day, I think if one of these teams comes out and you're getting blown out by the other, pride is going to kick in. You're not just going to allow this beatdown to happen. Again, national TV in the middle of the Olympics with your country on your chest. So I applaud the move. Interested to see how it all turns out.